Hi, I am going to do the viewer weekend tarot. So this is for all viewers that are subscribed to my channel. Every weekend I try to kind of tap into source and see what the universe has to share with regard to your weekend. And often it's a little uncanny. There's people that it can be really on the nose for. So, just keep an open mind, and it may or may not apply to you. But, we'll see. So, I've shuffled the cards, and I'm going to lay them out. Okay. Well, what covers you is the Two of Pentacles. So this is about dealing with really dramatic fluctuation and being pulled into drama sometimes, or juggling things, and it can be a bit dramatic sometimes. It can be a bit hectic depending upon the flow, how things are going. So this is showing that there's activities, but there's multiple things going on or that need one's attention, involvement. And what's crossing is the King of Swords. And this is attention to detail and being mindful. And that can be a challenge. Can also be an actual person, an actual court card, an adult male, possibly an air sign. And that would be, of course, Aquarius, and then we'd have Libra, and what was the other one? Aquarius, Libra. I know I'm just right on the edge there. Oh, shoot. Of course, gosh, how could I forget Gemini? Okay. All right. And the basis card is the Page of Wands. And this is activity. And I just feel like this shows an energy picking up in one's life and getting activated. You're looking at details, some aspects this way. It can be about work getting more busy and a little more hectic, picking up. Yes, and this is the Eight of Pentacles, so we're looking at getting additional. This is speaking to what's crowning people is getting school, going back to school, thinking about this, I think, the next school year. And also, I think getting, once again, any kind of training or documentation, things like this that are certificates of completion, all kinds of stuff where education or training in learning some new skills are concerned. Learning new skills, being open to that, and starting to. Could be some training going on. All right. In the recent past, there's the Two of Wands, so it's about looking for opportunities and being patient, doing what you can, and then actively looking. And there is, it just feels like energy has been, picked up and activated, and a decision, I feel like, again, to juggle maybe going to school and work, things like this, or where you're juggling multiple aspects of where you're trying to advance, let's say, in your work career area, because it's Pentacles. And there again, it's interesting, we have the Two of Wands here and the Lovers here. This is about choices. Both of these cards speak about choices and about long-term, short-term. You know, what are you interested in? What do you really need? And so it's a caution to be mindful about choices that you're making. And short-term versus long-term. This is to do also with people that you team up with, whether it's a business venture or an actual relationship. It's learning to be much more, I think, mindful and aware. Two of Cups. I feel like we're looking at also possible marriage. Kind of coming, for some reason, came into my mind as well. Just feeling like, just got a sense of like June weddings and things like that coming up. And just these two right here felt very much like a wedding. And the Tower is in the environment, so that means like you're making great big changes in your life, and especially more to the point of like who is in your life. Being more selective. This is definitely coming through, and especially with the Tower card in the environment, it's where you're cutting loose of the people that are not part of who you are now, who are part of a way that does not, in a way of living that doesn't serve you. You have to sometimes, rebuild who your friends are. And that can be because you've moved, but also because you're in a relationship with someone else, and it just looks like there's real change around the environment, and going through a lot of tests of letting go of what is no longer serving you in your life. And that means in the environment. It means letting go of environments and populous groups, people, places. The Magician. The Magician is hopes and fears. This is, I think, a fear of trusting people, and a fear of being vulnerable, a fear of being manipulated, and a fear of, but yet I think a desire to do it yourself at the same time, to take on the challenge. And I see the world, so this is like, it says you're on track, and this will lead you to where you need to be at the end of the day with your life. So that is confirming, like, about, looks like you're more than likely to make better choices, aware choices. Because in your environment, there's just sudden unexpected shifts with people and places and things. And so then you have to make choices about what you want to do, a little reevaluation, short-term, long-term kind of thing. And I think it looks like the mind is in a good place to make a good decision at the end of the day. And we get with the World card, success. And this is the Four of Wands. This is an expansion in social circles and in the community and in public, comfort at your home, with your home life and where you're at. And with the Eight of Swords, it shows that there has been some sense of being very, like, trapped. So there is a sense of getting out again. I think that's here and there to begin with. That's really good. Okay, so the Hierophant and the Emperor. Well, that's definitely tradition, and we're dealing with father figures, and coming up against maybe some old school ways where you don't feel like you can voice your own say or certain opinions around them. There's a bit of I have to say, there's a bit of a stodgy feeling, which is kind of funny, but also irritating if you have to be around it. And because it's very old school. It's very patriarchal, yada da yada da. And it's just kind of murky as well here. With, this kind of looks like following your intuition, okay, firstly. And just being open. There's something about just being open to what comes to you and being grateful for it. But it could be also that little drink goes on there. And the dark side can come out sometimes too, because this is a Nine of Cups. And sometimes the Nine of Cups can be about indulgence. And we have the Moon cards, so that can kind of be where things get murky if you're overindulging. And if at a wedding, I'm really getting a wedding. I don't know, a wedding coming up for somebody. And things with family. Yeah, Ten of Cups. Things that have to be worked out with family. And not to worry, though. It's like they get worked out. It looks like where legal matters are concerned as well. There's an accent here of a card that is upon family. Also, abundance, blessing, good news. So if you're expecting any legal news, you might indeed get some very, very good news here too. Anybody that's out there. And the Star and the Page of Pentacles. And this is being also, I get inspiration to begin new creative works or tasks or projects. And it's like getting kind of some ideas bleeding through that stir you and are exciting. This is also a time of beginning to bring more attention to yourself and what you can offer, what you bring to the table. In a humble way, though, not with hubris. Hubris has to be left out. It's definitely, just humble, letting talent speak for themselves, the spirit of that talent and the beauty of one's work or craft or ability to come out, for sure. A really creative time for people this weekend. Those that especially are, well, just any kind of arts, doesn't matter. You don't have to be great at it either. Just enjoy it. Get to it. Because, this is a start with the page of it's the beginning. And we're showing also here, this is the time of, we're beginning to come out of a time of real hardship and mentally challenging, exhausting cycle where one just needs to tune out here, because it's like this card is saying there's overkill. This card is saying you need to meditate and just block everything out and just kind of cocoon yourself. Do what you need to do in order to feed your soul and maybe, close yourself off from anything and anyone that's going to drain your batteries. Don't, you need this for yourself, not for other people. This one, if this is you, make this weekend for yourself about recharging. So charge up your phones and put Do Not Disturb on, and if you have nice weather, go and enjoy it. This will put you in a stronger position, because it looks like people, you go from the Five of Swords, which can be about deceit or things that were omitted. It's just kind of something that's not quite right. And so one is having to make an effort toward a goal. And it could be that you're seeing that there's deceit, and so that motivates you to act in some capacity, in some way. Seven of Swords, yeah, it has to do with the deceit. It's funny, I kept anticipating that card, and then boom, it pops up. And this, I think that if there's been something that's been bothering you that intuitively isn't right, and it's nagging you, I'm being shown it is now the time to tackle it with the, Seven of Wands. It's a good time to take it on and to stop this excessive weight on your shoulders that you don't need. So, strength. There's and there's a bit of a need to take it slower here too, and get a different point of view, and just hold off on some things. Don't just respond or impulsively react. It is not the weekend to do that. Be thoughtful. Thoughtful inspiration, thoughtfulness, mindfulness. But a very productive time. Again, I see here a King of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. And if you're working in groups with other people, no matter what it is, and you're not alone in a project of some kind for work or your career, this looks like it is a very productive, good team that you've got going there. And I think you're going to see results for sure. That's looking good. Queen of Wands and Death. This is about radical change and empowering yourself, no matter who you are. Being willing to be mindful, but create significant change where you need to in your own life. That is empowering to you and your especially creative skills and things that give you life. All right. Ace of Cups. Yeah. And this is about, again, this is a card of self-empowerment in the Nine of Pentacles, of being satisfied with the Ace of Cups about what you're putting your energies into, and then you're doing very well at it because you love what you're doing. So that's what you need to find. Ace of Wands, then that drive to get up and go every day is there. To the Ten of Pentacles, and it's like you succeed without having to try because you like what you're doing. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, and if you like my content, please make sure that you are subscribed. And if you like this deck, this is the Illuminated. It's really pretty. I've been meaning to use it. The Illuminated, Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot Deck by Matt Hughes. Hughes was my as a family name, so I thought, hey. And I have had this deck for a while, and I meant to use it. It's really a beautiful deck. So that is what I have for the weekend. It felt a little different this time to read, so I think we have some different people coming in. Just a feeling. Anyway, I will see you in the next video, and I will have some videos coming up tomorrow night, and I might even see about going live for a little while. We'll see. It depends on how things go. All right, but definitely on Sunday.